One of Renee Ballard's major investigations in Ballard Season 1 is the Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, conspiracy connected to the John Doe case, and it's more elaborate than expected. Based on the Ballard and Bosch books by Michael Connolly, Ballard follows the titular detective, who runs the underfunded and volunteer-led cold cases department. The detective show certainly isn't the first adaptation of Connolly's books, and it shares some big characteristics with the others. One notable similarity that Ballard has to both Bosch and the Lincoln Lawyer is that there's a bigger conspiracy related to Renee Ballard's case. Conspiracies come up frequently in the best-selling author's novels. The LAPD corruption in Ballard Season 1 involves many officers, leading to some devastating moments. 7 known cops are involved in the LAPD conspiracy. More police officers could be involved as well. Rather than involving 1 or 2 dirty cops, the Los Angeles Police Department conspiracy is much bigger than that. At least 7 police officers are in on the conspiracy, ranging from beat cops to homicide detectives. The highest known person on the food chain in the LAPD is Anthony Driscoll, who was fired from the department for narcotic abuse. The known names include Anthony Driscoll, an ex-police officer, Robert Olivos, Manny Santos, Chuck Tolley, D. Pincher, and insert more names here. Given the fact that there were still unidentified phone numbers on the cold case team's whiteboard, it's possible that even more police officers were involved in the conspiracy. These police officers are running drugs and guns between the Zacatecas Nuvas cartel and the LAPD. However, the crimes don't end there. Anthony Driscoll is responsible for murdering at least 2 people before he attacked Renee Ballard and pulled out the trach. It's unclear whether the other officers got blood on their hands, but it seems likely. The LAPD conspiracy leads to painful betrayals in Ballard Season 1. Martina gets hurt because the LAPD conspiracy targets her. Victoria Morales as Martina looks serious in Ballard via Prime. The discovery that the Los Angeles Police Department is working with the cartel comes with a major, painful betrayal. Martina is one of the sweetest and most genuine characters in Ballard, so it's heartwarming to see that she gets into a happy relationship with Manny Santos. However, it turns out that he and the other dirty cops targeted her. Because she was young and vulnerable, she was seen as the easiest way to get information about the investigation. Unfortunately, it's hard to know whether Manny ever had genuine feelings for her. While he does use her to get information, he also seems to question his decision towards the end of the season. He actually asks if he can stop watching her, which could be interpreted as him trying to protect her. Regardless of his feelings, though, the revelation absolutely crushed Martina, and she started to blame herself for putting their investigation in jeopardy. Then, to rub salt in the wound, she has to write down her account of their relationship, with the knowledge that it was all fake. Why Olivos gets off without conspiracy charges? Olivos offers to act as a witness against the other conspirators. Robert Olivos looks angry in Ballard Season 1 via Prime. Considering Olivos sexually assaulted Renee Ballard and raped Samira Parker, the idea of him facing some kind of consequences, even if it wasn't for those crimes, was satisfying. Unfortunately, Harry Bosch informs Renee Ballard in the Ballard Season 1 finale that the DA dropped charges against Robert Olivos. Like the slimy snake that he is, Olivos decided to turn on his fellow conspirators in exchange for immunity. Considering the officer has already gotten away with other crimes, it seems entirely in character that he would do anything possible to keep himself out of trouble. There's also a good chance that the DA wants to make the conspiracy as small as possible to keep the positive reputation of the LAPD. As Renee Ballard pointed out, Santos was already willing to speak against the others, making it all the more upsetting that they let Olivos off the hook. However, the DA decided he wasn't high-ranking enough to hold weight in a trial. This entire situation gives Ballard a realistic feeling, as deals are often available for individuals willing to provide information and testify. How Ballard's LAPD conspiracy will continue in Season 2. The conspirators could get off without charges in Ballard Season 2. Renee Ballard looks angry in Prime Video's Ballard Greg Gaynor Prime. By the end of Ballard Season 1, 6 of the 7 individuals named in the conspiracy are charged, with the grand jury convening within the week. However, a final twist puts that at risk of falling through. Someone shot Olivos, meaning he won't be able to testify against the conspirators. The DA has already stated that Manny Santos isn't good enough for the trial. So, unless they find another way to prove without a doubt that the conspiracy existed, the dirty cops could go free. On top of that, Renee Ballard is arrested for murdering Olivos, even though she didn't commit the crime. The frame job is most likely the work of the cartel or someone else in the conspiracy who doesn't want their name given to the police. Either way, the LAPD conspiracy will most definitely play a role in Ballard Season 2, if Prime Video picks up the show for a second season.